Well, what's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. It's amazing how quickly time changes because it's supposed to get a cold front coming through tomorrow. I think by Friday, it's only supposed to be in the 60s, like 68. I think either fall starts today or tomorrow, one or the other. I'm not sure which, but it's literally been, it just seems like yesterday we were in Oxnard at training camp, and it was hot as hell here. And now it's fall. I just can't believe it. Time goes by so fast. But I was sitting here thinking about an old saying. Sometimes the old sayings get changed and altered, or they lose their meaning. For example, there's the jack of all trades and the master of none. Here's the thing that's interesting. If you go look that up, that's only part of the saying. Jack of all trades, master of none, but better than a master of only one. Reason being is it's better to know a lot about a lot of things than everything about one thing. So for example, if I come to your house and I need to redo your kitchen, well, I know how to move the electrical outlets. I can take care of hooking up the sink. I know how to build the countertops and the cabinets. I can spackle up the wall. And I can paint it, I know how to put on the trim. I'm a jack of all those trades. Now, if you just had a guy whose only thing is freaking acorn, damn. If you have a guy who's only a cabinet maker, yeah, he can build the cabinets, but then you now got to get an electrician. Okay, you got the electrician, and you need to get the plumber. Then you need to get the countertop guy. You got to get the drywall guy, the spackle, and then you got to get a painter. So you see where that is? But there's another saying here. He who laughs last laughs the longest. And that may be the one that might be this year. I have been listening to Philly 500 since the end of last year, through the draft about Jordan Davis. And some interesting numbers. I didn't do anything about them. I got some interesting numbers from the professor. The professor, Roz. Roz is freaking insane with numbers. He's the one who gave me the numbers and stuff when I was comparing the players we let go versus the ones that we've replaced them. The only one that you might make an argument for maybe is having a better year could be maybe Randy Gregory, but you really can't because Dorrance Armstrong's got more sacks. He's got less forced fumbles, but more sacks. And when you look at it him from the standpoint of he's playing less snaps than Randy Gregory, and that really, you really look at the position and say Dorrance Armstrong, along with Dante Fowler, is doing a lot more than what Randy Gregory is, which is what we were looking at. But be that as it may. The professor was actually, we were going through what Jordan Davis has done in his 42 snaps in 2 games. And it's not awful. It's typical of what a rookie would have. But I'm just going through with what my man Philly 500 was talking about, how quarterbacks were going to be shaking in their boots and things like that, and how he was single-handedly going to, be a game changer. But again, it's a small sample size, so we'll revisit it in a couple of weeks and see how it goes. Because again, you look at the first week for us, Terrence Steele had 4 penalties and looked terrible. This past week, he solidified and did good. Hasn't given up a sack all season so far, but it did have the 4 penalties. So we'll revisit that and those numbers and things. At Philly, I'll get at you on that one. But the thing that's funny to me is how much I've heard the laughing from the Eagle fans. You know, again, Philly 500 sent me a text today. It's awful quiet from you. It's because, you know what? I've taken a different approach as opposed to the loudmouths that keep coming at me. Because I understand we lost our quarterback for some time. We lost a bunch of players. Most people said we're dead in the water. We're not the team to beat. That we probably start off 0-2. That the worst part of our schedule is the first half of the season. And so I'm going to see how it goes. I mean, we're actually doing a little better than what a lot of people thought. I mean, we're 1-1 after playing Tampa Bay and Cincinnati. You know, we'll see what happens. You know, when we go to the Giants, you know, we're the underdogs here. You know, maybe the Cowboys find a way up there to go ahead and get a win. And it's funny because I'm just kind of kicking back and waiting to laugh because I want to laugh last. I got Pizzle up here. You know, he's trying to pull a Mark Holmes. He's done a couple of videos here trying to call me and my son out and everything else. I'm a geek. I think am I geek? Geek. I used to be a clout chaser. I don't, you know, whatever. You know, I love how Philly 500 and Cop Pizzle, they're always trying to make fun of what I do, you know, sitting here at the fire pit or by the fish pond, you know. Cop Pizzle's over there front by his fish tank, you know, talking about Micah Parsons. But, you know, it's funny how the Giants, who haven't had anything to cheer about for a while. Now, I got to say, they've won 2 Super Bowls since we've been there and been to 3. So they ain't got that much to complain about. You know, they got Eli Manning, who's now going undercover at Penn State and stuff. So I don't feel bad about them at all, you know. But I understand that they haven't had much to cheer about lately. And when you talk about their icon, Lawrence Taylor, that it strikes a nerve, that you don't want to lose that. And I can understand that. But the facts are, Micah Parsons has the opportunity in your stadium to convince you how great he is. You spent a number 1 pick, the 7th pick in the draft, on Evan Neal. Evan Neal is going to have to face the Lion. Your boy, Daniel Jones, the turnover machine, is going to see a lot of Micah Parsons. I can guarantee you that one. And let's say let's just say for the sake of argument that Micah Parsons goes through like he's done with Tom Brady, a guy who doesn't get hit and doesn't get sacked, like he did against Joe Burrow and gets 2 sacks against that guy. What if he comes in there and that defense dominates, led by Micah Parsons, and let's say he gets another 2 sacks? Let's say he has more sacks than games and still leads at every category. That whole argument about Lawrence Taylor goes out the window. Because now you've got a guy who is on a historic pace, who's already on a historic pace, let's be clear here, on sacks, and he's only a part-time edge rusher. That he has become unblockable. He has literally got offensive linemen grasping for air. And like in The Water Boy, where the quarterback is scared to death because the water boy is thinking that his mom's talking about, she the devil. He's not the devil. You're the devil. And he's like, oh no, please don't hurt me. That's going to be Daniel Jones on Sunday. That's going to be Daniel Jones. Please don't hurt me. Because the water boy's coming. Now, as far as the season goes, after looking at the numbers, and check out my video before this, where I said that the Joneses don't care about winning. The narrative has been out, and I keep forgetting. I keep listening to what the talking heads say and starting to believe it. They said that the Dallas Cowboys, because Connor Williams was gone and La'el Collins were gone, that the offensive line was going to be terrible. And we said, we're relying on Tyron Smith, who can't stay healthy. Well, Connor Williams and Biotish are about even in their statistics. Biotish is playing better. We lost Tyron Smith like they said we would. But at the moment, second week in, Tyler Smith, I'm not going to say is a healthy Tyron Smith yet. But you look at it and say, that boy is good. We need help on the guard position right there on the left. We may end up getting Connor McGovern back, or it may be Jason Peters. He can play guard. Forgive me. But the offensive line may not be as bad as we talked about. Noah Brown, I'm not going to say that he's Amari Cooper, but when we compared the numbers, and I know they got Jacoby Brissett passing to Amari Cooper, but the thought with Amari Cooper was Amari Cooper is the guy that's elevated the quarterback, elevated Dak Prescott. That without Amari Cooper, Dak couldn't be Dak Prescott. And so if that was the case, then shouldn't that also be the case for Jacoby Brissett? Because so far through 2 games, he's got 118 yards. Noah Brown, with the first game, was terrible for everybody. He's got 159. So, if the premises of why the Dallas Cowboys will be bad, which is the take that everybody's had, that because the wide receivers are gone, Michael Gallup won't be coming back till who knows, like November. Michael Gallup might be back in September sooner than thought. The offensive line is actually maybe at this moment, this is going to be crazy, maybe at this moment, maybe better than it was at the end of last year. And the defense held Tom Brady to 20 points? 19 points, sorry. Held Tom Brady to 19 points and Cincinnati to 17. The defense is better than what the talking heads said are going to be. If these things are true and the Cowboys are playing their worst games, their toughest games early without their quarterback, wouldn't we be looking at the Dallas Cowboys getting better as the season goes on? As they get back Dak, as they possibly get back a Tyron Smith as a backup, as Tyler Smith gets his legs underneath of him, as they add a Jason Peters, as they get a Michael Gallup back, and that a Zeke Elliott isn't as washed as people say that they are. Because mind you, here's the funny thing. Zeke Elliott is doing more damage than Derrick Henry. So go figure on that one. So maybe, just maybe, in the end, the Dallas Cowboys will have the last laugh. I'm just going to say, hey, Giants, Eagles, even Commanders, enjoy yourself. Laugh now. Pizzle, I know you're waiting for me to respond to you, buddy. You can wait. You can wait, son. Anyway, I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. It's been a long day. It's been a very productive day, and I'm grateful for the day. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys, as well as you ladies and your kids. And Remember, tell the people you love how much you love them, because you might not get the chance again. And I love you guys. Be safe. Peace.